And he was saying they'll call you anti-something anytime you tell the truth about them. They okay with you talking about white people. And he said, we'll talk about that. But when they're the white people, then all of a sudden what you're doing is wrong.
Yeah, I saw I gave an interview something like, I was bashing the white man, got thrown up on TV, pushed. I went and bashed the other group. They didn't air that. That got pulled real quick.
Right.
And he's like, oh, look who's coming, running the business areas, ripping us off.
There you go.
But he was really pushing a lot of self-improvement.
Yes.
Black people. That's what I liked. You know, and yeah, he may have been a little racist for most of his life, but he was making black people better. That was
the way we look at it, and this is a good nuance to talk about.
Racism isn't the biggest deal to me, you know.
Well, but I'm gonna say we have a different perspective, black people and everybody else, on racism. The term.
Yeah.
There is a group of people who use that term a certain way. Yeah, we use it totally different.
Yeah. From
a black perspective, this is what we mean when we say racism. We're not talking about what y'all talk about. Most people are talking about racial hostility.
Yeah.
That can be any race. That's not what we're talking about. When we say racism, we're talking about the original system we were in America. It was called slavery. You don't have to put any qualifiers on that. Everybody knows it was bad.
Yeah, that's evil, bad.
Right.
Everyone agrees on that, or they should.
Right. Okay. For us, after slavery, there were other systems arguably as bad as that we have been subject to. Mm-hmm. But we don't want to call it slavery because it's not slavery. We're not chattel slavery.
The Jim Crow.
Right. What we call it is racism, white supremacy. That's just the term we use. So we're talking about specific to black people and the way we're abused and mistreated in this country by white people. White against black.
Yeah.
As a system, we're not talking about an individual with racial hostility. We're talking about going to a job and can't get it, not because I'm not qualified, but now all of a sudden I'm overqualified.
Yeah.
They'll find a reason to try to keep me to be unemployed, so as a man, I can't compete and take care of my family. We're talking about abuse from police officers that's unjustified. We're not talking about the guy that's robbing a bank. He probably got shot. He was robbing a bank. We're talking about the guy that's walking down the street minding his business, but got treated like he was robbing a bank. Mm-hmm. So when we say racism, we're not talking about the same thing. We're talking about a systematic, it has rules and it is established and it's targeted towards black men, but it affects black people in general. Mm-hmm. It's the post-slavery system of white against black abuse of black people in this country. We're not talking about racial hostility. So when the person said anybody can be racist, we don't see it that way. Yeah. Racism, all we're talking about is white against black people. Mm-hmm. That's how we use the term. Yeah.
That makes sense. Like I said, racism is not the biggest. The word doesn't even mean anything anymore. People like, you're racist. I don't even.
You know why it doesn't mean anything?
People individually how I like them. Everyone calls me racist. I don't even care anymore. I stopped caring.
You know why it doesn't mean anything? That's one thing about this group. It's a problem. From our perspective, it should mean something. But what they do,
I did understand everything you said. I didn't mean like this.
No. I understand what you're saying. I'm not coming against you. Yeah. No. Again, it's not you.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, okay, I'm gonna go back to the '80s, and you'll remember this. Mm-hmm. We all knew what racism meant because if a black person treated somebody white wrong, you know what y'all would say? This is reverse racism.
Yeah.
Which meant what? You knew that racism was white against black, and we were accusing that, and you would say, well, if y'all are mistreating us, it's reverse racism. You didn't call it racism, you called it reverse racism. Everybody knew that. We knew what it meant back then.
Yeah.
But this group, what they do, they're very clever. Anything that black people do, I don't know, they just choose us to steal from. Mm-hmm. So like, for instance, we said woke. Let me make it real clear what I'm saying. Woke, you know what that meant for black people? It did not mean gay.
Yeah.
It did not mean
totally different.
Yeah. Matter of fact, if you was gay, we like, no, you got to get woke. That ain't y'all behavior. That's not your culture. Like woke meant being aware of what's going on. It was it had nothing to do with this gay stuff, nothing to do with loving everybody. No, it was about, think about what's going on. Don't go out here robbing and stealing. You end up in jail. Do you know about privatized prison? You got to be woke.
Mm-hmm. I remember woke. That's how it used to be used.
Right. These folk that we haven't mentioned yet, they come, they take something black, then they dirty it up. Whether it's racism that had a real meaning, whether it's woke, something we do that has value, they dirty it up, and then we don't want it anymore. Like locks if a person had locks in their hair, that's a person that read, they had wisdom. When I was growing up, we made fun when they went around, but when they came around, we tightened up because this person got some culture and wisdom. Let's talk to them and see what they know. Mm-hmm. Any gay dude or gay anybody can wear it now. That's not what we did. This group comes in, they take something that has value to you that means something. Christianity
is constantly mocked and belittled everywhere now. I'm sure you see it.
We used to watch South Park. You've seen South Park before. Yeah. When I first saw it, because I'm black, my perspective on Christianity was different because it was an enslavement culture for me as a black person come here. So I look at it differently. But when I was watching it before, South Park used to be funny. They used to make fun of Jesus because he was white. And my feeling at first it was funny.
Yeah.
But then when I start watching it more and I start seeing them show pedophilia as funny, it hit me. I said, wait a minute. And I looked at who created that and I said, oh. And I said, wait a minute. They're not making fun of Jesus. They're destroying
White
morality. It's morality. So in this case, it's white culture, yes. The white standard of morality and decency in the white mind of white people is Jesus. He was good. Everything he stood for was good. They not targeting Jesus. They're targeting morality. They're trying to strip morality from people so they can target Jesus, but then they put pedophilia stuff and gay stuff on it. And they're trying to strip everybody so anything that means something to you. Jesus Christ, this is somebody's God. You'll urinate on someone's God.
Yeah, and I'm not a Christian, but I have a lot of respect for Christians, and I believe in a God, and I don't think it's right to attack Jesus, you know? I remember one time I made a joke about it real quick, and I instantly, I'm like, that was bad taste, and deleted it. I'm like, I should never mock, you know, whether it's Islam or Christianity. It's just like the people, it's their God, so to mock either one of them to me is so disrespectful.
And I'm not, well, I ain't blaming everything on them, I'm be honest, because I've watched how it happens. What they do, and it happens to most of us, they open up the door for things that are sacred and they make fun of it.
So other people start doing the same.
So then we all do because we don't know they doing it. It's just funny to us.
Yeah.
And so we don't care about those things and we do it. We following them though.
You don't realize you're really hurting someone if they're a deep Muslim or Christian, how deep that insult is.